So you are muted.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. We can start, ma'am.
Yes, sir. A very warm welcome and good morning to one and all to the August gathering of teachers, non-teaching staff, friends, and dear student participants. I, Dr. Pragyasa Harshendu Upadhyay from late Rajan Singh alias Baba Vyas Arts and Commerce College, Kundali, extend a very warm welcome to all to the session, virtual session on intellectual property rights organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell of late Rajan Singh alias Baba Vyas Arts and Commerce College, Kundali, jointly with the IQAC cells of Vasantrao Naik Government Institute of Arts and Social Sciences, Nagpur, Dayanand Arya Kanya Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur, Renuka College, Besa, Nagpur. This program is organized for teaching faculty. It's a training program for teaching faculty, non-teaching staff, and students jointly. It is organized in association with Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Intellectual Property Management, Nagpur. Friends, at the offset, I would like to welcome the conveners of the seminar, Dr. Haridas Ladke sir, Principal, late Rajan Singh alias Baba Vyas Arts and Commerce College, Kundali, Dr. Sujata Vyas ma'am, Director, Vasantrao Naik Government Institute of Arts and Social Sciences, Nagpur, Dr. Shraddha Anil Kumar, Principal, Dayanand Arya Kanya Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur, Dr. Jyoti Patil ma'am, Principal, Renuka College, Nagpur. Here, I take the opportunity to welcome our keynote speaker and the expert speaker of today, subject expert, Mrs. Pooja Paunikar ma'am. Pooja Paunikar ma'am, she is examiner, patents and designs, Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Property Management, Nagpur. I also deem it a pleasure to welcome the IQAC coordinators of the organizing colleges, Dr. Kapil Singhal sir from Vasantrao Naik Government Institute of Arts and Social Sciences. I welcome Dr. Sujata Chakravarti ma'am from Dayanand Arya Kanya Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur. I also welcome Dr. Abdul Shamim sir from Renuka College, Besa, Nagpur. At the offset, I would like to welcome all the participants who have joined us and on this platform. Friends, it is well said that money in terms of wealth can be stolen, but property, intellectual wealth cannot be. It cannot be stolen, but it seems very contradictory today because the intellectual property is also being stolen today in in many ways. So here, to throw light on the line of the program, I would like to invite Principal of late Rajan Singh alias Baba Vyas Arts and Commerce College, Kundali, Dr. Haridas Ladke sir, to introduce this program and present his introductory remarks. So please.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Namaskar, Sarva. Hello.
Yes, sir.
नमस्कार मॅडम. नमस्कार. तर आज आपण इंटलेक्च्युअल प्रॉपर्टी राईट्स यावरती एक सेमिनार आयोजित केलेला आहे. यामध्ये इंटरनल क्वालिटी एश्योरन्स सेल लेट राजेंद्र सिंग कॉलेज बाबा व्यास आर्ट अँड कॉमर्स कॉलेज कुंडली आणि in collaboration with International Quality Assurance Cell, Vasantrao Naik Government Institute of Art and Social Science, Nagpur, Dayanand Arya Kanya Mahavidyalaya, Jaripatka, Nagpur, Renuka College, Besa, Nagpur, आणि टीचिंग अँड नॉन टीचिंग स्टाफ यांच्या संयुक्त विद्यमाने हा जो इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राईट हा जो कार्यक्रम आयोजित केलेला आहे, यामध्ये सर्व सहभागी सहभागी महाविद्यालय तसेच या सर्व सहभागी महाविद्यालयातील प्राचार्य, आयोजक, डॉक्टर
एक्सक्यूज मी सर, लाडकी सर, आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है, यू आर नॉट ऑडिबल।
सर आपने म्यूट कर लिया है।
जी सर।
अनम्यूट करिए सर।
हेलो।
Yes sir, now you are audible. I request everyone to please mute yourself. Yes sir.
अभी आ रहा है आवाज मैडम?
जी सर, जी हाँ सर, प्लीज कंटिन्यू।
तर हा इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स हा जो कार्यक्रम आहे, या कार्यक्रमामध्ये जे सगळे आयोजक आहे, प्राचार्य आणि प्राचार्य, त्याचप्रमाणे डायरेक्टर सुजाता व्यास मॅडम, वसंतराव नाईक गव्हर्नमेंट आर्ट्स अँड कॉमर्स सोशल सायन्स नागपूर, श्रद्धा अनिल कुमार, प्रिन्सिपल दयानंद आर्य कन्या महाविद्यालय नागपूर, डॉक्टर ज्योती पाटील, प्रिन्सिपल रेणुका कॉलेज बेसा नागपूर, आणि या कार्यक्रमाचे जे आयक्यूसी कोऑर्डिनेटर आहेत, डॉक्टर प्रज्ञा उपाध्याय, लेट राजेंद्र सिंग अलाइज बाबा व्यास कॉलेज कोंढाली, डॉक्टर कपिल सिंगल सर, वसंतराव नाईक गव्हर्नमेंट इन्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ आर्ट्स अँड सोशल सायन्स नागपूर, सुजाता चक्रवर्ती मॅडम, दयानंद आर्य कन्या महाविद्यालय नागपूर, मिस्टर अब्दुल शमीन रेणुका कॉलेज बेसा नागपूर। तर हा जो कार्यक्रम या सगळ्या महाविद्यालयातर्फे आयोजित केलेला आहे, या आयक्यूएसी कोऑर्डिनेटर तसेच सगळ्या महाविद्यालयाचे प्राचार्य या सगळ्यांचं आणि या कार्यक्रमामध्ये सहभागी झालेले सगळे पार्टिसिपंट, सहभागी विद्यार्थी, टीचर आणि नॉन टीचिंग स्टाफ या सगळ्यांचं या माझ्या महाविद्यालयातर्फे हार्दिक अभिनंदन करतो आणि हार्दिक स्वागत करतो। तर आजचा जो कार्यक्रम आपण घेतलेला आहे, हा जो वर्कशॉप जो आपण आयोजित केलेला आहे, इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राईट, तर हा जो राईट आहे, हा जो अधिकार आहे, बौद्धिक प्रॉपर्टी राईट्स म्हणजे संपत्ती अधिकार, बौद्धिक संपत्ती अधिकार। तर यामध्ये काय, आता आपल्याला सगळ्यांना माहिती आहे की हे जे प्रॉपर्टीचे अधिकार असतात किंवा कुठलेही म्हणजे कॉपीराईट ज्याला म्हणतो आपण, ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी आपल्याला माहिती आहे की एखादी गोष्ट आपण जर तयार केली तर ती तयार करण्याचा अधिकार सुद्धा आपल्याला असतो, त्याच्यावर आपला पूर्णपणे अधिकार असतो, कॉपीराईट्स असतात। आणि म्हणून हे इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राईटच्या माध्यमातून ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी आपण जर आपण एखादं जर पुस्तक तयार केलं असेल, एखादं बुक तयार केलं असेल, एखादी कादंबरी तयार केली असेल, तर त्या कादंबरीवर पहिला जो व्यक्ती असतो त्या व्यक्तीचाच यावर काय असतो, अधिकार असतो, आणि त्यालाच हे सगळे अधिकार असतात। त्याच्या अधिकाराशिवाय इतर व्यक्ती त्या पुस्तकाचा किंवा कुठल्याही याची म्हणजे कॉपी किंवा हे करू शकत नाही। आणि म्हणून हे जे प्रॉपर्टीचे राईट्स जे आहे, इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी म्हणजे बौद्धिक संपत्ती अधिकार, याला आपण बौद्धिक संपत्ती अधिकार म्हणतो, कारण की अलीकडच्या काळामध्ये अनेक प्रकारे हे जे चोरीचे किंवा वाङ्मय चोरी अशा प्रकारचे जे प्रकार असतात, म्हणजे आपण तयार केलेली जी कादंबरी असते, दुसरा व्यक्ती त्याचं डबिंग करून ते बाजारामध्ये विक्रीकरिता आणत असते, पण अशा प्रकारचा अधिकार नसतो। याचे काही नियम असतात, वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे कायदे या माध्यमातून केलेले असतात। आणि म्हणून हा जो अधिकार आहे, हा अधिकार हा सगळ्यांनाच मिळत नाही। जो पहिला जो व्यक्ती असतो, जसं पेटेंट असते किंवा एखाद्या व्यक्तीने एखादी वस्तू जर तयार केलेली असते, एखाद्या व्यक्तीने एखादी गाडी जर तयार केलेली असते, तर त्यालाच तो गाडी तयार करण्याचा अधिकार किंवा त्यालाच तो विकण्याचा अधिकार असतो। आणि म्हणून या सगळ्या गोष्टीची माहिती व्हावी, सगळ्या गोष्टीची कल्पना सर्व लोकांना व्हावी, या माध्यमातून या प्रकारच्या इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राईट्स याचं जे आयोजन केलेलं आहे, आणि याचा जो फायदा आहे हा सगळ्यांनाच होऊ शकतो की यामध्ये काय काय असतात, हे सगळे जे अधिकार कसे प्राप्त होत असतात, या अधिकाराच्या माध्यमातून कोणकोणत्या प्रकारची कार्य केली जातात. तर या संदर्भात अनेक दशकापासून अशा प्रकारचे कायदे तयार केलेले आहे. हेच कायदे म्हणजे राजकीय याच्यामध्ये, आर्थिक याच्यामध्ये सुद्धा असतात. कारण की हे जे विचार आहे हे नेहमी बदलत असतात आणि बदलत्या विचाराबरोबर साहित्य असो, समाजकारण असो, अर्थकारण असो, हे नेहमी बदलत असते. कारण की साहित्य क्षेत्रामध्ये आपण पाहतो आता अलीकडच्या काळामध्ये अनेक प्रकारचे अधिकार प्रत्येक व्यक्तीला मिळत असतात. आता आपण पाहतो की अनेक प्रकारची वस्तू जे व्यक्ती बनवतात त्या वस्तूवर त्या व्यक्तीचाच अधिकार असतो, कारण की त्याच्याशिवाय ती वस्तू दुसऱ्याला बनवता येत नाही. आणि ती जर बनवली तर तो एक चौर्याचा प्रकार असतो, कारण की त्याची अनुमती घेतल्याशिवाय जो व्यक्ती असतो बनवणारा, जो मेकर असतो, त्याच्या अधिकाराशिवाय या गोष्टी होऊ शकत नाही. आणि म्हणून या बाबतीमध्ये आपल्याला जे महत्वाचे ज्या स्पीकर लाभलेले आहेत, ज्या वक्त्या लाभलेल्या आहे, पूजा माऊलीकर मॅडम एक्झामिनर आहे त्या पेटेंट अँड डिझाईन या राजीव गांधी नॅशनल इन्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ इंटेलेक्च्युअल प्रॉपर्टी मॅनेजमेंट नागपूर यांच्या मार्गदर्शनातून आपल्याला या विषयावर सखोल असं मार्गदर्शन मिळेल. सखोल असा त्यांचा जो अभ्यास आहे, या विषयावरती प्रगाढ असा अभ्यास आहे. त्या अभ्यासाच्या माध्यमातून आपल्या सर्वांना या इंटेलेक्च्युअल प्रॉपर्टी राईट काय असते, याचे नियम काय आहे, याचे कायदे काय आहे, या सगळ्यांची माहिती आपल्याला या सेमिनारच्या माध्यमातून होईलच. आणि म्हणून ह्या आजचा जो कार्यक्रम आहे, हा कार्यक्रम आम्हाला आयोजित करण्याचा जो इतर महाविद्यालयांनी जो मान दिला, त्याबद्दल मी सगळ्या महाविद्यालयाचे म्हणजे सगळ्या सहभागी महाविद्यालयाचे प्राचार्य तसेच सहभागी महाविद्यालयातील जे IQAC जे कोऑर्डिनेटर आहे त्या सगळ्यांचे मनपूर्वक अभिनंदन करतो, आभार व्यक्त करतो. आणि मला इथे जी 2 शब्द बोलण्याची जी संधी दिली आणि आपले विचार व्यक्त करण्याची संधी दिली, त्याबद्दल सगळ्यांचे एकदा आभार व्यक्त करतो आणि माझं हे थोडक्यामध्ये जे प्रास्ताविक आहे ते पूर्ण करतो. जय हिंद, जय भारत.
थैंक यू सो मच सर. आपने मराठी में और बहुत ही डिटेल में हमको बताने की कोशिश की है. We'll have a very detailed information from ma'am, Pooja ma'am. But thank you sir for your kind and knowledgeable words. It's now time to invite our keynote speaker, Mrs. Pooja Paunikar ma'am, to address the gathering. Here, I would like to introduce our special guest, Dr. Pooja Paunikar ma'am is an examiner of patents and design and a drawing and dispersing officer and central public information officer at Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Intellectual Property. Is Central Public Information Officer at Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Intellectual Property Management, Civil Lines, Nagpur. I stopped over here, paused over here, because there are so many things I could. I am from since I've seen it. See, there are examiner of patents and design and drawing and dispersing officer and Central Public Information Officer. So this is such a long thing, and I don't get each and every word. I fail to get each and every word, and unless I understand each of it. I hope that ma'am will explain, take some time and explain these words and what all of these are carrying. So ma'am, sorry for being paused at it, and I hope I'll not pause for the second time, because I'll get the meaning of all of it. Yes, ma'am. So ma'am has done BTech from Chennai in industrial biotechnology, and she has done MA in biochemical engineering and biotechnology from Shivaji University. She has been associated in education from Bhopal also, and I'm very close to Bhopal now because I'm in my vacation and I'm here, so I can feel, I hope ma'am will feel home here through me. I'm almost at Sagar. Yes. So our ma'am has a very rich experience. She is a faculty for various intellectual property training at RGNIIPM. She has attended various judicial, national, and international training programs regarding IPR practices. She is a faculty at Department of Technology, MENIT Bhopal, and Department of Food Tech, DOT, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. It gives me an immense pleasure, ma'am, to have you as our resource person, for which I would like to thank Dr. Kapil Singhal, sir. We were waiting since long. I think I had a talk to Kapil, sir, in March or Feb. We were being prepared to have this program, and finally we got your dates. So this program is in reality being happening. Okay, so I would here invite ma'am, Dr. Pooja Paunikar ma'am, to address the gathering. Ma'am, please. Stage is all yours now.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for giving the honor. And basically, these are nothing. I'm also an ordinary person like you. The only thing is that my expertise lies in intellectual property rights. And the other things which you were talking about, I also look after accounts here. I'm a drawing and dispersing officer. And RTA matters are also looked by me. So I'm a Central Public Information Officer. But parently, I'm recruited as examiner of patents and designs, who look after examination of particular group of applications which are received in the patent office. So there are different branches. We are having electrical, computers, and then we are having chemical, biotechnology. So I basically belong to biotech field. So I wouldn't take much of your time. I would like to share my screen first of all so that we can begin officially. Before that, it's my honor to be present here with all the esteemed people who are present here. Of course, I also had past experience of meeting some of you virtually, though not physically. During this pandemic, we did conduct virtual training programs with some other organizations also, so I can see some familiar faces as well. Along with that, with the permission of all the dignitaries present here, all the faculties, senior faculties, participants, everybody, please accept my warm welcome. And before we begin, I would like to take all of your blessings to begin with. It's totally understood that a workshop, when it is conducted, it takes a lot of effort. So I would like to highly appreciate the effort taken by the organization in conducting this workshop. First of all, this topic is not new. Everybody knows what intellectual properties are. There are different types of IPs, patents, designs, trademarks, copyrights, but each one of them are different from the other. So if you wrongfully understand the concept, many of them are coming to the office and they are stating, like, I have written a book, ma'am, can I get it patented? I have a logo for my business, can I get it copyrighted? So it is not like every concept will fall under any head of IP. There are different specialized groups in which IPs are to be filed for special type of work, special type of IPs there. So the basic distinction, if it is clear, it will help us to come up with different types of IPs. Now, it is not like we are lacking somewhere. All of us are coming up with different types of IPs throughout our entire life. But either because of lack of understanding or because of taking the concept very, uh, misunderstanding it and thinking that it is a tricky task to get its protection, whatever may be the reason, we eventually do not land up with filing that particular work. Sometimes it is also misunderstood that this is only for personal growth. This will only give me recognition and monetary benefit, but it isn't so. When you look at it at a bigger picture, it will help you to realize that you are taking the small step towards taking your nation towards the next level. It's a very big thing. To In the beginning you don't feel its importance, but eventually you are contributing towards national growth. I don't think Alexander Graham Bell would have ever thought like today people would be using, after so many years, people would be using the smartest version of phone, which is not utilized for calling alone, but to get the entire information in their palm and over their fingertips. So one step taken, you never know what will be the fate of it in coming generations. So it is always advised that you do not hesitate in getting your work protected. And today's workshop is conducted with the perspective of creating awareness regarding various types of IPs. So I would like to share my screen so that the presentation becomes visible. Um, Okay, as already introduced by ma'am, I today the topic is intellectual property rights, since it is conducted for a organization which is into academic setup. Patents and design process understanding and knowing becomes very important. As already introduced, my name is Pooja Maulikar. I am basically working as an examiner of patents and designs at Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Intellectual Property Management. I'm greatly honored by the invitation given by the organization and for conducting this workshop. In case of any help, any sort of official or otherwise requirement, you can very well write to us at rgniipm.ipo@nic.in. We are officially available at the website ipindia.gov.in, where you'll find most of the information regarding IPs. Now, before we begin, since I've shared my screen, I cannot see any of you now, and it is my humble request to all of you to keep yourself muted. In case I'm not audible or if the presentation is not visible, then you may interrupt me. Otherwise, please keep yourself muted so that we can utilize the time very efficiently. Now, the presentation is prepared in a very basic manner. माझं ना lecture चालू होतं नंतर आम्ही 11 वाजता सव्वा 11 आता कशी घेणार? So, any workshop is presented, whenever it is taken, it is understood that it might have group of people, which some of them might be expert in the topic, some might be new to the topic, and some might be really, must be having fair knowledge about the topic. So to take everybody along with us, we have prepared the presentation in basic manner to give you an introductory talk on the topic. But each type of IP is basically having different acts, rules, government orders may be imposed on them. So you have to be careful enough in going through the act rules before you go for patent filing, design filing, or any of the IP filing, so that you become really familiar with how the IP is functioning, and it will help you to get a better IP experience. And that is the reason why I'm not talking about any of the act and rules in the introductory class, but later on you have to get refreshed of them before going for IP filing. Virtually also, we are present at different social media handles like Facebook and Twitter. So the thing is that we want to reach maximum number of people, and we want people to know our activities, our functioning, what are the type of topics we are teaching, who are the faculties we are calling, what are the duration, when are they conducted. So all such basic information do get reflected in our social media handles, so that since the reach of these social media handles are really far enough, we are able to reach many people, and those people eventually can spread the news among their friends and family circle, which are looking for authentic place where the training could be done. Now this gives the official structure. We are basically coming under Ministry of Commerce and Industry, where there is a department for promotion of industry and internal trade. So this department is having office of Controller General of Patents, Designs, Trademarks and GIs, which is having the major office looking after the proper functioning of different subordinate offices. Like patents and designs offices are located at 4 locations in our country, that is Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata. And apart from this, we are having PIS and RGNIPM, which is located at Nagpur itself. So PIS basically stands for Patent Information System. Now this office was established when information was not easily available. So people, when they were coming up with inventions and they wanted to compare with prior public knowledge, it was a tedious task back then. So PIS was providing paid service to all those people who were looking for specific information related to their inventions. Today is a different scenario. We are literally flooded with information. you type one word and hundreds of results do come up at the end of the Google search. So today we do not need people to be told how information is to be extracted, but we were surprised to see the filing trend and the way people are understanding the concept, that it is becoming very difficult for people to understand the basic meaning, and hence it was seen that there is a need to have a platform where information can be given and authentic information could be shared. And that is why we came up with RGNIIPM. Now, this organization is indulged into a lot of trainings on a regular basis. The intention is to provide people the authentic information, upgraded information, so that they do not find difficulty in filing, understanding the concept, etc. So this office is located at Nagpur. Next, we are having Trademarks, whose offices are located at 5 locations, that is Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, and Ahmedabad is the 5th office. And lastly, we are having GI, which stands for Geographical Indications, whose office is located at Chennai alone. We do not have branches for geographical indications. These are the pictorial views of our various IPO buildings located at Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata. And this is the building of our GNI IPM Nagpur, which is our IPR Training Center. Now, this office is basically designed to have physical trainings. Like any other office, we were also functioning in physical manner before this pandemic. So, trainings right from 1 hour of pre-workshop to about 2 weeks of advanced level trainings were being conducted. All the trainings were certificate-based training programs, and all of them were conducted at RG and IPM. But because of this pandemic, we've also shifted our attention towards virtual trainings. So this building is having all the requirement of sitting arrangement, reading and writing material. We also take care of food and tea breaks, etc. We provide them with reading material, writing material, so that people, once they come here, they can focus on the learning aspect only. Because usually the trainings extend from 10 to 6 in the morning. Like 10, it begins in the morning 10 a.m. and it extends up to 6 p.m. in the evening. Now we also have all the equipments, laboratories, computer laboratories, internet connectivity, everything is available to give a proper learning experience. Then we are having we also have association and collaboration with various international bodies for training of our internal officers to keep them upgraded with various happenings of IPs, and also for the also for the general public as well. So the famous one is WIPO India Summer School. WIPO stands for World Intellectual Property Organization. This is headquartered at Geneva, Switzerland, and they work for betterment of IPs at a global level. They conduct summer school with some of the countries, and annually once WIPO India Summer School is also conducted. This year it has begun yesterday and it will extend up to 2 weeks. So after meeting basic requirement, anybody can indulge into this training and be a part of it to get a global insight on the topic. This is our official website, ipindia.gov.in. Herein you'll find information about patent, design, trademark, GIs, etc. So IP India is having all the information, may it be act and rules, manuals, guidelines, forms required for filing, frequently asked questions being answered. We are also having online filing facility, online search platform is provided. So you may say that this is one-stop solution to all your doubts and concerns related to IPs. Every year we celebrate World IP Day on April 26th. This year the theme is IP and youth, innovating for a better future. So you understand that youth and IP is given are directly associated and they can help in achieving a better future. Every century demands something, and this present century is a century of knowledge. So if a nation is able to translate their knowledge into wealth, it can achieve social goodness through IPs. creation and processing of knowledge becomes very important, and it is very significant that IPs may contribute towards a better future. So it is believed that the education system can act as the most influential system for national development. If we adopt global standards and methods for skill development, this aim can very easily be achieved. So IPs are basically the exclusive right given by Government of India to the person who files for it. This is a legal right which will give you monopoly. It is sometimes also referred as negative rights because others are not allowed to use somebody's creation for a certain period of time without their permission. So students, when they protect their IPs, they safeguard their creation. It opens their opportunities to study in various top universities with scholarship. It adds value to their profile. It differentiates them from the mob, and of course, it sets a competitive edge. It will also give extra weightage to those candidates in the job interviews because they already have the experience of filing their work into IPs. Such people can also aspire to become young business owners, and of course, revenue generation is a part of it when the IP is put into practice. The colleges and schools, when they pay attention to IPs and their protection, it enhances their reputation, and it also helps them to have collaboration with foreign institutions to upgrade their curriculum and to provide better learning opportunities to the students in their organization. It also helps them to have a great industry academia relationship because education system should be strong enough and in solving the real time problems. If there is some industrial issue, if that could be solved through an academic setup where good amount is invested into establishing good labs which provide good equipments, good environment for doing research, that could very well be utilized for solving certain real time industrial problems. So it will help them to have an industry academia relationship, and of course revenue generation when the commercialization is done for that particular technology. Now IPs, when you look at it carefully, it is having a term property, intellectual property. So whenever we hear about property, the normal notion which comes into our mind is something which can be measured, which can be touched, felt, evaluated in terms of money also. So these things are tangible in nature, they can be touched, felt, and they can again be classified into movable or immovable assets. Movable are the ones which can be shifted from one location to other, like car, gold, investment, etc. And immovable are the ones which cannot be shifted from one location to other, like building, house, farm, etc. Now there is, as I was telling, that this century is a century of knowledge. So ideas and expression becomes very important here. Now these ideas and expressions, if they are, if you are able to come up with certain ideas which can solve some problems which you are facing in your day-to-day life, those can help you achieve a better lifestyle. So these ideas and expressions cannot be touched. You cannot evaluate them in terms of money also, and that is why it becomes important for you to realize that you need to provide it with resources. They are raw in nature, like labor, time, energy, efficiency, and eventually it will help you in generating a revenue out of it when you get its protection in a rightful manner. There are different types of IPs based on the characteristics of the output. You have to get its protection under different head of IP. So there are different types of IPs like patents, designs, trademarks, GIs, copyrights, etc. So IPs, once protected, will help you to enjoy the benefit exclusively, and these are territorial in nature, that it is valid only in the country where you have filed for it and where you got the grant, and these are licensable rights as well. There are different benefits of giving or getting a license. Let's begin with patents. We'll have a brief overview of different types of IPs. So at the beginning, patents is basically the exclusive right given by Government of India to the person who files for it for disclosing their work fully to the patent office, and this right is valid for 20 years of time from the date of filing, and it is for commercial gain. These are territorial in nature. This is nothing called worldwide right or global right or international right. People also get misunderstood between discovery and invention. Discovery is all about materials or articles which were existing, having unique things, properties, characteristics. They did exist without human intervention. So, since there is no technical effect involved, we can call it as not patentable. On the other hand, inventions are patentable, which is all about any product or process which is either new or at least inventive in nature, which means that it is basically improvement over the existing version of the invention, and it should be capable of industrial applicability. So whenever you carry out any research or project, you basically try to identify some problem, you try to solve those problems, and you can apply a patent for the same if your solution is fitting into the definition of inventions. So we'll begin with different. We'll take few examples from our day-to-day life to make ourselves comfortable with the term patent, because normally people feel only something which is critical in nature or which is difficult to be understood is only protectable, but it isn't so. These can be protected under um, you know there are different easy stuffs as well which can help us get protection and which can help people to have a better lifestyle. This is one such example. I hope you would have seen this. This is a patented product developed and protected by Johan Waller in Norway in the year 1900. The problem was to hold papers together. The only method available was to pierce the bunch of papers and tie it with thread. But while doing so, there was a huge possibility of you ruining the papers, and that is why paperclip came into existence. Ballpoint pen is also one of the great inventions which we are using. It is having a tiny ball at the end of the tip which rotates. It is fixed so efficiently, neither too tight nor too loose, and it helps you in having a good writing experience. The content written with it does not get fade away, does not get wiped away when it comes in contact with water. It also is having a unique spill-proof mechanism. It is cost-effective. There are various benefits of using a ballpoint pen, and that is why it is favored over other types of pens available in the market. Electric light bulb is the most famous type of invention known to mankind. Probably the first time you would have ever heard about patents would have been with the mentioning of light bulb, which was invented by Thomas Alva Edison. And that smartest version of the telephone, which is there in your hands, was first invented and patented by Alexander Graham Bell in the year 1876. Now, when IPs are combined together, you can witness a better product. So, this product is Nano Car, developed by Tata Company. This was known into limelight all because of its cost. It was known as the uh, you know, cheapest car in the world, and of course the company was in need of reducing the cost, so they have removed most of the luxuries from the car, like no radio, no AC, no passenger side mirror, or wipers were also being customized, etc. But at the end the company has employed 31 designs and 37 technology patents were being utilized to bring this work into reality. There are certain things which aren't given patent in our country, like anything which is contrary to natural established natural laws or is contrary to public order or morality. Discovery of new property or new use of a substance. Merely adding two ingredient or more ingredient and making a mixture is also not allowed. If method of agriculture or horticulture, plants or animals, if it is utilized in the work, then any process which can make a human or animal life disease free is also not patentable. Mathematical model, business model, algorithm, computer programs are not protectable. Any literary, dramatic, musical, or artistic work is also not protectable. Skill, rule, method of performing mental art or playing a game is not protectable, and traditional knowledge related stuff is also not protectable. Now, here it is very important to understand that atomic energy related substance or process might have relevance to our country's security. So, what we do is that we never evaluate such applications until we get a clear, indication from Department of Atomic Energy that this thing is having no relevance to the country's security. Then only we evaluate such applications. So it is advised by the IP office that you never publish the work in the public domain or use it in the public domain before you go for patent filing. So the idea is that do not bring that work into the public domain before it has been filed. And most importantly, you should be patient enough in working on your work, on your project and finishing it fully and then go for patent filing. Next type of IP is designs, which is all about shape, configuration, pattern, ornamentation, composition of lines, colors, combinations, etc., which can be applied in 2D or 3D form. The basic purpose of design is to enhance the external look of the product. So it makes the product look appealable to eye, it beautifies the product so that it can attract customers, which will eventually buy them, and it reflects in the sale. And that is why this is also one of the type of IP. Maximum period of protection could be availed for 15 years for a unique design. Now it will add value to your product, it will give you fair return over the investment you're doing in the product, and it also creates fair and healthy competition in the market as well. So it is seen that various small business owners and startups are doing good on the basis of unique designs applied either on the product or on utilized for packaging. Next is trademark, normally called as brand name, which is a visual symbol in the form of word, name, symbol, brand, numerical, combination of colors, etc. This can be utilized to indicate the source of the good and to distinguish your product from rest of the products available in the market. If you find R encircled in front of a mark, it means it is a registered mark. It is a crime to use somebody's registered mark, and it once registered, it is valid for 10 years and it can be renewed in every 10 years. There are different types of trademarks available in India, and I hope you must be familiar of them. Some of them are combination marks, some of them are word mark, pictorial mark, abstract mark, emblem mark, etc. Geographical indication is all about the place name becoming famous for any type of uh, quality, originality, reputation, or characteristics related to any product either made or grown at that location. Now, example being Darjeeling tea, Kanjivaram silk sari, Kolhapuri chappal, Agre ka petha, Nagpuri oranges, etc. So these products are famous all because of the either because of the unique climatic condition of the location or soil condition of the location, or because of the skilled artisans residing there. So you may get a protection for 10 years initially, and after that it can be renewed in every 10 years. But what you need to remember here is that this is not an individual right. People involved in making or growing of such articles will form an organization, and this organization is having the right to get the work protected as GI under their organization's name. Copyright is all about literary work, artistic, aesthetic creation, cinematographic work, etc., like movies, music, painting, software, books, etc. So, term period for protection of copyrights is life of the author plus 60 years post the life of the author. So, any product which you take, you will find different types of IPs involved therein, and class है. So, the automatic exposure control mechanism of a camera system is basically covered under patent rights. Canon herein is a trademark, and the external look of the product, the matte finishing, the orientation of buttons and features, etc., are covered under designs. Even when you enter into kitchen, you will find different types of IPs. Uh, the constructional feature is basically of a pressure cooker is a patented right, The external look is registered under designs. Premier herein is a trademark, and the booklet which you get with a newly purchased pressure cooker is an example of copyrights. So for patent and design filing in India, there are different categories allowed. First is natural person category. See, rest of the categories are not natural, and that is why we have named it as natural person category, wherein any individually or in group can file for patent application. Second is legal entity. Any established company, university, institute, R&D center gets covered here. Next is a small entity. If any company is registered as per MSME Act, they can file under this small entity. And startups are those which are getting recognition as a startup from concerned department, but you should have a proof of it. Now, there are different offices available for patent and design filing in India. Four offices are available at Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata. These are functioning and providing services in their territorial jurisdiction. So it means that if you divide our country into geographical jurisdiction like east, west, north, south in a broader sense, you will find that in each zone we have placed one office. People residing in a particular zone have to file their patents and designs offices only in the office available in their zone. Next is how should you write your patent specification. So the way you write any other project report, you should be writing patent specification in a similar manner, including title, aims and objective, technical field to be disclosed. See, then you talk about background art, what was lacking there, what led you to this invention, etc. You start disclosing materials, methods, results, analysis. You also take help from drawings, abstract, summary to explain the work in a more deeper sense. So all this has to be a part of patent filing as well. But along with this, it is important to note down that we require industrial applicability of the invention to be justified, and whatever uniqueness you have added, that needs to be claimed. So these statements which are unique to your invention are to be registered under claims which you do not want others to copy. So five basic forms are required for patent filing. Form number one is for application form. Basic bibliographic data is to be fed in here. Your specification should be a part of form number two. Foreign filing details should be produced on form number three. If inventors are not disclosed at the time of filing, then inventors need to be disclosed on form number 5. Request for examination need to be produced on form number 18. So basic online filing fees for natural persons, startups, MSMEs, institute is 1600 rupees for form number 1, and for others it is 8,000 rupees. Form number 2 would cost you nothing. Up to 30 pages and 10 claims maximum are allowed. But when you exceed this limit, it is chargeable as per your category for additional pages and for additional claims over the permitted limit. Hard copy filing would cost you approximate additional 10% fees over the online filing fees. Form number 18 is request for examination, which would cost you 20,000 rupees for others category, and for rest of the categories it is 4,000 rupees. Expedite examination can also be availed through form number 18A. Normally within a month you get the examination report. So certain categories are allowed to utilize this form like small, medium enterprise, startups, government organization, PCT application assigning India's ISA. Natural person having one of the applicant as female is also allowed to utilize this form. Then form number in the natural person category, one of the applicants should be female. This is also one of the category allowed to utilize this form. So once you file your application, it is screened and classified, and after digitalization, and it is published after 18 months. So in case you want to save this 18 months, you may also apply for early publication through form number 9. So the moment you file form number 9, within a month the application gets published. So request for examination is taken into consideration after publication only. But Ideally, form number 18, that is request for examination form, can be filed within 48 months from the date of first filing of form number 1. So it is allotted for examination, and first examination report is generated based on formal and technical check of the application. You need to reply to it within 6 months. You may also expect a second examination report, or a hearing might also happen before the grant or refusal of the application. Patent Office is also providing good opportunities for opposition at different levels like pre-grant and post-grant opposition. For filing of application, two categories are there: physical filing and electronic filing. Physical filing can be done at the office counter directly, or by sending your application by Indian Postal Service. E-filing can be available for digital signature. Digital signature of class 2 or class 3 is allowed for filing. So once you are supposed to go for registration at IP India's website, create a login ID password, fill in all the forms, save the draft, review them before signing them digitally through digital signature or through e-Hastakshar. Online payment is to be done, and finally the application gets submitted. You will also be getting a e-receipt. The patent document looks like this once it is granted. For design, application, and registration, three classes are there in the design office based on the nature and function of the article. You have to choose one of the class under which the application needs to be submitted. You will find this list at IP India's website. So form number 1 is to be filled. Very basic it is. It requires data like applicant's name, nationality, address, class, etc. So for online filing, 1,000 rupees is the fees for natural persons, startups, MSMEs, and 4,000 is the fees for others category. This is for online filing. So you have to upload the images of the article to justify the unique design, and um, you may for offline filing you have to submit two set of representation of those images. Form is very easy and self-explanatory. This is the specimen as to how the representation sheet is to be submitted. It is all about the images which you submit. So the quality of the image matters here. All the features should be clearly visible, background should be clearly visible, lines, colors should be clearly visible. In one single application, only one single design is allowed. Set of articles might have same design, but set is understood, like table and chair being the set, cup and saucer being the set. Irrelevant items should be combined together with different designs. Then variation in the set is also not allowed. Normally, favorite footwear comes, one unit is for left foot, other one for right foot. If you come up with a footwear where three individual units are there and all of them are having unique design, that is not allowed for design registration. Depiction of living or dead person is also not allowed for design registration. Anything which can be registered under trademark or copyright is not registrable under designs. And the illustrative list of non-registrable designs include certificate, documents, postcards, medals, maps, greeting cards, labels, tokens, etc. So the design office is basically looking for the definition of article and design to be satisfactory as per the act. The work needs to be original work, not a copied version, and having no resemblance with the previously known work. For obvious reason, it shouldn't be obscene or scandalous as well. And most importantly, morality and security of India is given utmost importance before giving a grant for designs. In case you want to contact us further, rgniitm.ipo@nic.in is our official email ID, and we are available at the website ipindia.gov.in. So with this, we come to an end to the presentation, and we've covered the basics of different types of IP. Hereafter, in case you are having any doubts, concerns, any questions, you may either put your question in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself to ask your questions as well. Any questions?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I have a question.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah. What has happened? A new program for undergraduate classes have been introduced in Nagpur University since last 2 years. है ना?
जी.
Yeah, so around we are a group of around 50 teachers of English who have come together to make us easy study material available for students.
Okay.
As it was the corona time and the lockdown was there, new course was introduced. That was the necessity of that time, but now we have a good collection of that, and we are waiting for the final semester only. That is the fifth and sixth semester remains. We have completed the remaining 4 semesters in literature as well as in compulsory English. So can we go for copyright of that?
For syllabus or for the course material which you have
The
completed?
syllabus is there. We have prepared study material on that.
Yes, yes, sir. You can get a copyright for the same, sir. No problem.
So that can be registered with your office.
Yes, sir. Form number 14 is submitted at copyright office. It is available, and it will help you to register that entire work in one go.
Okay.
जी.
Any more questions? I think we should continue, sir. Yes. So here was a very simply and clearly explained things about intellectual property rights. Ma'am, first of all, thank you a lot for explaining the thing so simply because we have students attending the program and they'll be going through the YouTube program also. So thank you so much. Here, ma'am has extensively highlighted on patents and design patent filing. She has discussed about basic concepts of IPR, exclusive rights, which are legal rights which give monopoly to the creator. She also spoke about the benefits of intellectual property rights to students and colleges, how they will be benefited by having their patents, how students and colleges can strengthen themselves through IPR. What is actually IPR? Through her designs and examples, she has explained the things very nicely. Here, what are the tangible and intangible property, intellectual property? She says that they may be industrial property, copyrights, patent, designs, and trademarks, and GIs. They are actually creative ideas and expressions of human mind with commercial value. Patents which are granted by government. She also explained about inventions and discoveries, which are patentable. New products which are designed are patentable. She gave examples of paper clips, ballpoint pens, and electric bulbs, and made the thing so crystal clear. She also highlighted on non-patentable products. Also, she highlighted on mistakes of inventors, what they commit during publication of their patents. Then she spoke about designs, which are applicable, beautifying, and also how small scale producers, manufacturers can be benefited by these. She also spoke about trademarks, which are word name, they can be symbols, brand, etc. Also, she spoke about geographical indications. Excuse me, is there some humming noise when I am speaking? Yes. So also she spoke about copyrights and offices in India which provide patent and for specification structures. Also, she spoke about basic online filing, fees, hard copy filing, online filing, documentation, fee structures for individuals, SMEs, and students also, patent grant procedures, physical filing and e-filing for designs as well. Ma'am, it was a wonderful experience going through, listening to you, and we gathered a whole lot information about patents, intellectual property rights. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your elite scholarly lecture. Here, I would now request Meenakshi Vasnik ma'am to present a vote of thanks and to all extend her vote of thanks to all the participants who have joined us through Zoom mode or YouTube mode. Please, Vasnik ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
So I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the formal vote of thanks for today's workshop. On behalf of the Internal Quality Assurance Cell of late Rajendra Singh alias Baba Vyas Arts and Commerce College, Kondhali, in collaboration with Basant Rao Naik Government Institute of Arts and Social Sciences, Nagpur, Dayanand Arya Kanya Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur, Jarpatka, Nagpur, Renuka College, Pesa, Nagpur, and Manohar Rao Kambi Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur, I do extend my heartfelt thanks to the conveners and the principals of all the cluster colleges, Dr. Haridas Larke, Sir, Dr. Sujata Vyas, Madam, Dr. Shraddha Anil Kumar, Madam, Dr. Jyoti Patil, Madam, and Dr. Usha Sakure, Madam, for organizing such a wonderful workshop on intellectual property rights, keeping in interest of the teaching faculty, non-teaching staff, and the students. With immense exultation, I express a deep sense of gratitude to the very resourceful personality, our today's guest speaker, Mrs. Pooja Paunikar, Madam, for enlightening us with your thought-provoking presentation and guiding us with a very useful information on intellectual property rights, showcasing its scope and importance. Thank you very much, Madam. I now wish to extend my special thanks to all the IQAC coordinators of today's program, Dr. Pragyasa Upadhyaya, Madam, Dr. Kapil Singhal, Sir, Dr. Sujata Chakravarti, Madam, Dr. Abdul Shamim, Sir, including myself, for their constant support and encouragement in all our efforts. I place on record a special thanks to Dr. Pragyasa Upadhyaya, Madam, for completing the session very exclusively. Thank you very much, Madam. I express my deep sense of gratitude to the teaching faculty, non-teaching staff, and dear students for your active participation in today's wonderful workshop. With the permission of the chair, I now hereby declare the end of today's workshop. There's a short notice that all the participants need to fill up the feedback forms for the issue of certificates. Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam.